general nerdery.
I was so proud of myself. I was on top of things. I had this book read days in advance. I even messaged you guys about like, hey guys, this is kind of a weird, heady book. I mean, you've read it before, obviously, Tyler, so you know this. Maybe give yourself time to read it twice. And then guess what I myself didn't fucking do?
Read it a single time.
Not once. Don't know what we're talking about. And fucked this entire episode. Just gonna see how good I am at faking book reports. Welcome to General Nerdery, your podcast about liking things. And I did actually really fucking like this. So I'm not like that part. I'm Zach.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Steven.
That's Steven. And yeah, today we are covering Volume 1 of Absolute Martian Manhunter, which was originally supposed to be the entirety of Absolute Martian Manhunter.
And I accidentally read past and didn't realize this because I thought this was a completed series. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll just read all available. And I kept going. And I was like, oh, well, what happened? What the fuck's going on?
We had talked about it a little bit, and it was kind of confusing because the way some articles talked about it, it had sounded like it was like two different miniseries. Mm-hmm. But it's not. It's just that they took a 6-issue miniseries and expanded it to 12. Now, I don't know if you know the answer to this, Tyler. Does that mean that they like 6 ended where it was supposed to originally and then they just kept going? Or do you know if they just were like, let's fucking pull this wider?
I think it ended, I don't know this for certain, but I do think it ended where it was supposed to. And then the original plan was that Martian Manhunter was just going to sort of continue through the rest of the life of the Absolute Universe, either through like different crossovers or showing up in other books and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then it just was like, no, let's just finish it as a standalone. Finish it. I mean, I still think the plan is to integrate them, but like,
yes. Now, just real quick on the behind the scenes stuff. This is Absolute Martian Manhunter. Volume 1 is issues 1 through 6. It is by Deniz Camp and Javier Rodriguez. I was really excited for this one. One, just because
every preview page you've ever seen of it is mind-blowing.
Everything they've talked about, every review is like, holy shit, this book. But I've been really looking forward to reading Deniz Camp. And I just double-checked, I've not really read anything of theirs before. I've read a few things, but it was like in a big compilation book, and I could not tell you which one it was. You know, when you have 3 pages to write, you don't really get to put your stamp down as strong. I have read quite a few books with Javier Rodriguez, but I definitely was also mixing him up with Javier Pulido, who are both Javiers with very similar styles. And I did not know people had very similar styles of this. Because it's a very unique art style, like especially for comic books. But I was talking it up on our Immortal Thor episodes, Defenders and Defenders Beyond.
Okay.
Rodriguez did this. He did a bunch of stuff as a colorist that I loved that did not know, because I'm good at comics. I'm only so good at names. I don't keep most colorists down. But Deniz Camp, his book, The Ultimates, has been getting absolutely rave reviews.
Yes.
And basically is like trying to teach Americans how to run a revolution, as opposed to fucking Mark Miller's fucking Ultimates, which was the biggest like CIA masturbation comic book of all time.
Yeah, so I've also been excited to talk about this because it is just one of the best comics I've read in years.
In a long time.
But I'm not exactly sure how to talk about this, guys.
Likewise, I've been struggling to chime in over here because I was like, what do I say about this other than beautiful, heartbreaking, angering?
Didn't hit me as like hard as I thought it would, but I think it will the second time.
Did make me want to cry at several points, but not in the same way that Absolute Wonder Woman made me want to cry. And that one hits me in the heartstrings in like a way that like fills up my cry meter in a way of like, oh, this needs to happen, whereas this one just had some sad shit.
Yeah, it's fucking...
I told you guys, it's great. It's a real bad time.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You're not wrong.
So I guess maybe to start off with, like, we actually first found out about this book. I was in your living room. Like, we had finished recording something, and Luton was like, oh, shit, Absolute Martian Manhunter. Love that. Because I love the Martian Manhunter.
Fuck, I wanted to bring Oreos today.
Because he's fun. I love that they brought up Chacos still.
I love that they brought up Chacos.
What started as a fucking joke in Justice League International that he likes Chacos, which are Oreos, but not for trademark reasons.
They're DC Oreos.
If I can ever bring a snack to a recording that we would eat before or after the recording that's related to it, it sticks. Exactly. And we will have them for Shorzy. But like if there's a related snack,
Oreos is a good one. Yeah,
I want to try and bring it. And I had thought about it, but the fucking damn ADHD.
God, that's just been the theme of the day.
It's really fucking.
Because with comics, I like to have a physical copy with us as much as possible so we can like flip through and find stuff. I put it next to my keys. I looked at it this morning and went, got to bring that. We're talking about that today. And then I left my house. We even tried to go to Muse to buy another copy. They sold all their copies, which is fucking incredible considering the fact that it's Martian Manhunter. I love him. No one gives a fuck about MM.
Except now a lot of people give a fuck about Absolute MM.
So I guess
And more people should probably care about him.
He's
because
amazing.
We should all want to fuck him. We've talked about this.
Exactly. I was literally
Very
trying to
fuckable.
say that. We've canonically decided he's the most fuckable.
telepath and shapeshifter. Did we decide this on
and just a good dude.
And good dude. Fucking Patton Oswalt in Welcome to Working Week described him as if Socrates worked for the Steelers.
Like, the only downside to him is that he seems like he doesn't want to share his Chacos.
He's kind of a sad boy, too. It's actually, Chacos are addictive
but I could
to
fix
Martians,
him.
so that's part of why.
I could fix him. I could fix that sad boy.
Did we decide he was the most fuckable in word balloons? I'm assuming
I'm
that's where that
assuming
came
that's where
up.
we
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you which episode, but I assume
It was early on.
it must have been early first season.
If you don't listen to Word Balloons, that's our shorter podcast where we answer kind of the most unhinged questions we can come up with more often than not. Okay, so like, I'm just curious, do either of you have any relationship with the character of Manhunter outside of
The Justice League cartoon show?
where they were not allowed to call him the Martian Manhunter, so he was John?
Yeah. That's basically all of my experience with him for the most part. And then the various animated adaptation of Justice League movies that include him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's usually very minor focus.
I probably have more of a relationship with Miss Martian than him.
Likewise.
You love Young Justice so much.
Likewise.
The only thing I could think of for you is I will make a strong argument that he is the best part of Grant Morrison's JLA run.
And I was going to say, like, JLA and anything else he's shown up in that we've done.
Yeah,
like,
but it's mostly that. So that's what Martian Manhunter, like, that's most comic fans' relationship with Martian Manhunter. I mean, he's my favorite Justice Leaguer. As far as I'm concerned, if you
I will go to bat for him, though, based on
100%.
even just my limited experience with him.
But, like,
MM's great.
he's great, yeah.
If you make a Justice League and Manhunter's not in it, I'm like, oh, so this team's going to fall apart real fucking fast. Like, what's wrong with you?
Oh, so you guys are fucking B-leaguers? Got it.
But like, I guess I kind of wanted to talk about that real quick because so far, at least with the main Trinity books, the Absolute books have been, let's take the character and then make a change and see what
major
happens.
change.
Yes, but like a change. Clark, what if Kal-El landed as a teenager, not as a baby? What if Wonder Woman was raised in hell instead of paradise? What if Batman was poor?
And huge.
And giant. And his mom was alive.
What if he was physically actually capable of doing everything we normally see Batman do?
And also, do you mind if I do a quick spoiler for the most recent issue of Batman that I just found out about that I want to know more?
No, go for it.
I'm okay.
Martha's a fucking Talon from the Court of Owls that retired and quit.
Doesn't surprise me.
Wild.
She's a fucking super assassin.
It's the Absolute universe, so that doesn't surprise me.
I know. I just like,
God, I gotta catch up.
I went to fucking Muse earlier in the week, and I'll buy Absolute Batman Volume 2. Left with fucking $75 worth of Absolute books, because I keep buying the fucking hardcovers, and the Volume 2s for all of the Trinity came out.
Worth it. Absolute Universe is amazing.
Yeah.
It's great. I need to
The weakest
finish.
books are still good.
I have the hardcovers for the other two. I don't know if I got to read them first before I decide. But, like, for now, I'm trying to collect the hardcovers. Anyways, but, like, the point is,
I bought a fucking physical copy of books, which
That's rare.
Which is rare for me. I don't have a lot of bookshelf space. I have it eaten up by a DVD shelf space. That's my hyperfixation of collecting. So the fact that I needed to have a physical copy of this of Absolute Wonder Woman really says a lot. It's such a fucking good book. I will probably be getting Martian Manhunter because this book is fucking gorgeous.
the only reason you didn't get it earlier today is because they didn't have a copy. But, like, okay, so, like, all those books are very true to this is what the character is, but a change. Absolute Martian Manhunter doesn't give a fuck about John Jones. John Jones. Oh my God. It is so completely different. It's somewhere between what I think Aleister Crowley thought his life was and Dead Man. Like,
this book, and this is extremely high praise, the thing it most reminds me of is fucking Sandman.
yeah, I can see it. Very different.
But dealing with ideas on the same wavelength and level.
And also a pretty similar maudlin feel. Mm-hmm. Like, this is a sad book. And not, like, terrible things are happening, though a lot of bad shit happens. Holy shit.
A lot of really fucked up shit happens in this book. This
book is pretty fucking sad, though.
Yeah.
And fucked up.
So the basics of this is we have Agent John Jones, who's FBI.
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure I have the right acronym there. Who is
But he's the stochastic, or however you say the word. I've never had to say it out loud.
Yeah.
Same. I also was like, do I have to go put this into like a YouTube translate pronunciation video for me?
He's in that,
and that's why I did this.
He's in that terror unit, which the way he describes it basically means he's in pre-crime unit.
Stochastic terrorism, whatever it is. Yeah. It's figuring out why people do crimes.
Which is
and crime
fascinating.
Prevention.
That's all I got. It's fascinating.
What does they say? What city he's in? I can't remember. I have it.
They just,
is it Midway City?
I pretty
Middletown.
sure...
Middletown. It's Middletown, which I think is new for this one. Which I find as a fascinating city because it has a ridiculously high immigrant population. So, like, a majority of the city are refugees, which is a city I want to fucking hang out in, to be honest with you. That sounds so much better.
I bet the fucking food is killer.
Right? That's what I thought.
On top of the art in this book being amazing and, like, crazy heady and out there,
And
there's
built
also
for physical copies.
there's also a lot of, like, really good background, and there looked like there was a lot of really good food carts in this city.
Yeah. But anyways, he is a counterterrorism. I'm just going to go with that because we don't know how to pronounce that thing. FBI agent who is going through some kind of personal crisis. He, like, signed up to get this transfer, did not talk to his family first. He tells his family he has to go into work all of the time, and they're making him. His work is telling him, take a vacation. We're worried about you. And he's like, nope, got to work all the time. Like, he is purposely avoiding everybody.
Well, he does start the series with an extremely traumatic event.
Yeah.
Like,
but that's also after he has had this transfer.
that is after
that's
the
revealed.
transfer.
Yeah.
But that's before some of the avoidance that we see.
Yes.
But he did seem to be having some avoidance going on. Like, this
Yes.
is a continuing issue.
This is a continuing
Which
issue.
does get revealed after this first volume, some context to that.
But he does survive a suicide bomber.
Yes.
Survives a suicide bomber. And, okay.
And it's
so
heavily implied he
Dead.
didn't, like, dead, but also, like, in the same room. Like, it's not like suicide bomber was on the other, on the other side of the wall. It was.
And okay,
there.
so as I said, like, I only got to read this once, and some of this book is kind of hard to follow sometimes. Is that where the Martian?
Yes, so that's where the Martian. How did he put it? The Martian kept saying that they're intertwined now.
Yeah, but that was the thing that I really
entangled.
I really loved that repetition of words. That's a thing that really works for me. I talked about that within the context of Absolute Wonder Woman. I just listened to that episode. It went up recently in the context of us recording this. But the way it was like trying to like figure out how to communicate an idea, and it would basically run through various different words that were all relatively around the concept.
So instead of the Martian being, sorry, you.
Oh no, I know the phrase that you were looking for, so I'm just looking for it real quick.
No, go ahead.
Because it's the way. Oh, I haven't found it yet, but it's the way that the Martian describes what he is.
It basically
what they both are now is the way the Martian keeps putting it.
Yeah.
It basically seems to be some kind of symbiotic relationship. Instead of John Jones being the hidden identity of this cop from Mars, basically this defender from Mars, who has Superman's story, but not quite. He is the Martian is a different entity that's not from Mars. It just picked Martian because he is Martian in that he is different, foreign, far away. He's from beyond time and space, basically. Mm-hmm. That part was fucking cool.
Yeah, we'll get there. Okay, so yeah, when John is asking what the Martian is, the Martian says, "Not me, us." And he goes, "What are you?" And he goes, "Mind, hunt, kill, save, redeem, heal,
Yeah.
So all of those words end with and that's the core concepts behind the identity of what they both are now.
Mm-hmm.
And I really love that. That was really, really beautifully put and also illustrated within that framework of it.
And that's the thing that gets repeated a few different times is that same like that sequence of descriptors about the Martian.
So I'm the only one that read the physical copy, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
When reading the digital copies, because like the final page is designed of the first issue, is designed to be like picked up and held to the light behind it so you can see, because it's the front part of the page is a picture of John, and then you flip it over and it's the Martian with kind of alien writing, but when you flip it, you can read it, and it's the Martian mindfucker.
Yep.
And I was like, how do they do that on the digital? Do they...
They really don't even try. It's just kind of easy to figure it out when you're flipping back and forth between the two.
Yeah.
Dude, pick up the physical copy. I will lend it to
Which
you.
is why I literally was like, fuck me, I got to pick this up. I need to see his copy, and if we don't get it, I need to buy a copy because I just want to...
They do it a few times. That is one of my favorite things artistically they have done in years in comic books. And you know me, as much as I don't care for digital comics reading myself, like it's not my preferred format, more power to it, whatever makes people read comics. But the fact that he is actually using a piece of art to make people, like making the book part of the experience of the reading, is the kind of bullshit art class stuff that I love.
I absolutely love when an artist can utilize a format in a way that is both conducive to the format and also restrictive to the format.
Well, and the way that they do it at the end of issue 6 with the...
I can only imagine how good that one was.
Oh, fuck, it's happening again.
I'm so fucking excited to see that. That was the one that was like, fuck, I need to.
Yeah.
Here is a quick note on this point. We have not gone too much spoilers in this so far. From here on out, spoiler territory. If you are worried about it, now is your time to stop and then come back and start it again.
Partially because this is going to be a real hard book to talk entirely about because of how much is contained within the art.
It's
and some
barely
of the easiest,
a fucking linear book in the first place, too. Like,
some of the easiest things to talk about will be spoiler information.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get that warning out. I know anyone who listens to the show knows we're fucking spoiler heavy, but like, here's the stopping point.
I like, God, this entire book, making the book itself part of the art experience is awesome, and how it uses the medium. I do feel like the overall art in this book is maybe the best use I've ever seen of art complementing and furthering the story without words.
Also, the way that it expands beyond traditional comic book art, which, like, yes, want to talk more on that, but it's just thinking about it. Do you know how he designed the Martian?
No.
He did it out of clay.
No.
He made a clay sculpture and then was like, yep, this is what I'm drawing. And then he has Tyler making the Martian out of clay.
God, that's fucking good.
That's like 6 layers deep that I would not have known.
Did you guys see that one of Tyler's toys is Absolute Batman?
That's so good.
I think I
did
maybe
not, but
caught
yeah.
that, but I want to reread this. I'm mad that I didn't reread this even after you did suggest it.
It's not one of the ones that he usually has lined up on his desk watching him make with clay, because, he always has like a bunch of toys on his desk when he's screwing with the clay.
Mm-hmm.
It's in like, I think, a single panel, I think in issue 5, and it's just like a shadow in the foreground while him and his mom are hiding in the attic.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been a thing in DC Comics, sometimes Marvel, but mostly a DC thing, that there are action figures of the characters, and that it's the JLA has a deal set up where, like, yes, you can sell action figures of the characters, but this significant portion of the profits goes to various charities and stuff. But they also occasionally get competitive about how well their toy lines are doing with each other, which has always been kind of weird to me, but for lack of a better, like, all right, that's even fucking weirder to have happen in and I know it's like a throwaway joke, but like, that's absolutely fucking weirder to have that in the Absolute universe, where they're like, yes, this man with an axe on his chest who keeps killing the rich people.
We're making a toy.
Let's make a toy of him. Like,
Kids will love him. We're going to be so filthy rich.
that said, I don't buy action figures much. I do want an action figure of these three, of the main three at least.
I mean,
Yo, for real though, they're all amazing designs.
At
gorgeous designs.
At least Batman and Dub and probably Martian Manhunter.
Yes.
And
I think Soups is fine. The problem is that it would be hard to have a figure that would have
soul in all of its glory.
Exactly. Like, I don't know if you could.
I would get
illustrate
Superman for the
that in a
sake of
way.
completionism as opposed to... Yeah.
Yeah.
I would get the Flash before I would get Superman.
I still haven't read any of Absolute Flash.
Neither have I.
Okay.
Neither have I. I haven't read it.
It gets better as it goes on. The
course
first
it does.
couple issues did not hook me nearly as much as the others, but
I have that relationship with Jeff Lemire in general, if we're honest. But so now I just know to expect that. But that's not the book we're talking about.
no, that one's easier to talk about.
Yeah,
than this.
it's pretty
Which is
straightforward.
why we're trying to talk about it.
Okay, so I was curious. I knew the White Martian was going to come up because if we're honest, the Martian Manhunter does not have a rogues gallery.
Can I just call a shot that I don't think is going to be a real thing?
Do it.
The assistant at the FBI, who's like,
the one that keeps getting on his ass.
and like doing his nails.
Yeah,
Miss Martian.
That'd be kind of incredible.
yeah. Green and White definitely were in a relationship at some point.
They were fucking, you think?
I think, I'm not going to lie, I saved, it's only a single panel, but I think it foreshadows that fact, and that they are in a cosmic scale lovers tiff. Because one of the panels we get when John and his wife finally have an actual argument is this.
Oh, the green and the white smoke like intercircled. And the smoke is so much a thing of emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Also, man, John smokes too much. When you're trying to light up a cigarette in the hospital, you smoke too much.
We kind of know what green is by its own thing, but like, so white is the embodiment of the anti-life equation, right? That's what we caught from those panels.
Functionally, yes.
Yeah. As far as I was understanding.
I just wanted to make sure that everyone had the same read of that as I did.
It's not death, because oftentimes in DC, death itself is not an inherently evil thing. It's just a fact. Marvel does it too, but DC does it better. Mostly thanks to Neil Gaiman's death from Sandman. Like, yes, we know Neil Gaiman is problematic, but we cannot ignore how fundamentally important he's been to especially DC Comics over the last... Yeah, sorry. We have to say that every episode where we mention Gaiman.
We're not trying to talk good of the guy, but that work is incredible.
It's seminal.
And it is kind of, unfortunately, touchstone reference points for the rest of the goddamn universe. So we unfortunately have to kind of know it and talk about it.
I would make the argument of like the big three of that era of like Neil Gaiman, Alan Moore, Frank Miller, who all of them are kind of shitheads. Gaiman's probably the most important, and the one that doesn't get the recognition as being the most important.
I'd agree.
But that's its own thing.
I think there's a good argument for actually Miller just because of Daredevil, but...
Oh, yeah, okay. That's a thing for a different day. That's a word balloons question that Steven will be like, oh.
I don't even know how to ask that question to put it into the list, so I guess I'll have to figure that out.
But I remember reading that for the first time and being a little bit floored that white is the anti-life equation.
Yeah, because, like, anti-life and death are different. That's the point I was going before I got distracted. Death itself is not inherently evil. Anti-life is the opposite of life. Like, it's the line from Rent, the opposite of war isn't peace, it's creation. I would kind of put war and peace as anti-life, or war and creation as anti-life, and life with death being peace in that analogy that I'm forcing in here.
Okay.
If that makes any sense. I've always struggled to define anti-life.
I also kind of just have always written it off as bad.
Yeah. I mean, yes. It's Kirby was
that
like...
sounds not good.
Straight up, I'm sure Jack Kirby was like, that sounds fucked up. I'm going to write that down.
I mean, you're not wrong. It does sound fucked up. It's like, oh, it's probably not something I want. Okay.
Generally, people controlled by the anti-life equation are just zombie soldiers for Darkseid. Dude, the fucking bit where he goes through reality and then just sees Darkseid sitting and looking over, and I'm like, oh, you need to leave right now.
Yeah, that's the bit I was thinking of when we were talking, when we went into Absolute Batman for the first time, and I'm like, we need to touch on the fact that Darkseid created the Absolute Universe, because that's kind of what that scene was. It was like a cosmic scale looking upon your creator scene.
Well, and it just came up in DCKO, which is basically a fucking fight game, but DC characters, and a really fucking forced storyline by Scott Snyder. I will read it. It doesn't sound that good to me.
Yeah, it sounds dumb as hell, but in a way that I need to know what's going on.
But like, it was between that and Doomsday Clock, which is another one I didn't like. It's been kind of implied that the DC universe itself is shaped around Superman, and no matter what, most of the multiverse is based around Superman, and that life itself of these universes is formed around him. That his actions, his behaviors, his whatever is the center of the DC universe. And it's apparently applied in KO that for the Absolute universe, it's not Superman, it's Darkseid. Which is eventually going to destroy the Absolute universe as like creators get too stuck on that.
Yeah. But right now, second best use ever of Darkseid is.
Yeah. What's the best one for you?
Or initial.
Yeah, okay. We should do the original New Gods sometimes, because like, okay, I love
Yes. Agreed.
I know you're not a big New Gods guy.
No, but I would absolutely do it for this. I'd love to finally dig into it more.
And I've never read the original, but I know in it, Darkseid is not the like all-powerful, quiet, terrifying danger that he is. In the original, he's a conniving, manipulative, cowardly bastard. But he looks so fucking cool that he's just been like...
I don't know enough, and I want to know more.
I love Darkseid. He's Thanos with less personality, admittedly, but
He's
like,
rad in the animated stuff that I've seen him
he's
in.
so good. Especially Michael Ironside voicing Darkseid is Michael Irons? Michael?
I think you had it right.
Ironside?
Yeah. Doesn't matter. So good.
Jeremy Irons?
Jeremy, no.
Do you want me to look it up?
Yes, I do. Michael Ironside, I think.
Who the fuck's Michael Ironside in my head?
He was the
get a picture.
captain in the Sequest sequel. He was in Highlander 2. He was Lois's dad in Smallville.
That one's probably
Yeah, Michael Ironside.
Show the picture.
Got
and you'll
it.
see it. Yep.
locked it in. He's also in the first.
He's in Starship Troopers.
He's also in the.
You're right. That's such a better one. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Scanners.
yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, I know who this guy is. My apologies, Mr. Ironside, for the disrespect of forgetting you.
Because we love you.
Yeah, you're great.
And the rare occasion he's allowed to be funny. Oh, he's in Community as like a lawyer briefly for a very stupid episode. Doesn't matter.
Weird. I don't remember that at all.
It might be from the gas leak season. I don't remember.
Which is the one I forget the most.
Yeah, everyone does. So far off track.
Because it's hard. Guy, you have a major character in this book speaking
Gibberish.
through concepts. Because it's... And, like, the implication is that, like, we're not even really getting it. We're getting the words for the concepts, but John is feeling them.
Well, and we're getting the implication that it will get more clear for John as he gets more understanding and as they merge together.
Right, because that's kind of an
More.
ongoing, like...
Process.
And
And
also-
he has to do it slowly because if he does it too quickly...
He'll explode.
Exactly.
But also the timing seemed to mirror emotional breakthrough points with
I was
his
just
wife.
about to say personal growth because, like, he admits to the fact that he's been having avoidant stuff going on, and that's when his Martian vision kicks up.
Because what happens in your mind happens.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that one fucking hit me hard. I was like, oh, God. Oh, fucking God. Oh, God. Oh, God. I gotta stop fucking treating myself the way I do in my brain sometimes. Yeah, no, this book, it has some stuff to say, and it's very good.
Yeah.
I feel under-equipped to really talk about some of the concepts it's talking.
Well,
about,
and like,
in all
I'll be
honesty.
honest, we've talked a little bit about it. I've had kind of a rough year, and especially with like getting on medication and their therapy and yada yada yada. This is not a sob story, but like bits of this book hit me in ways that interconnected with stuff on that is stuff I've been going through that I'm not gonna talk about on the podcast because that wouldn't be fun. Like, so it's hard to be like, yeah, man, this really hit me because of.
No, let's get into your deep personal information on a recording.
Look, you're a third of our listener base, so like,
Yeah, I want to hear it again.
God, just recorded forever. But it does, like, that's the kind of place where it hits, where you're like, oh, look, my own personal traumas and failings in places where I repress things, in places where stuff I don't talk about and stuff that, whatever. Now I have to talk about it for a podcast. I will say artistically, I really do love the smoke coming out of everyone, and the smoke is the different emotions that people have.
And like thought chains and
Oh, yeah, the way they do that and like for the lettering on it is so fucking great.
there's some fun, like, I think it's, oh shit. I'm trying to remember which smoke cloud it is. At one point, somebody is mostly unconscious and the smoke is coming out and is saying his name, but it comes out as the classic on Jones.
That's so
in
good.
the smoke writing.
One thing I like about that is like this book really at no point tries to ignore the like whole range of human emotions. Like, because there's a lot of these books of like, if only they understand, we'd all be good.
And no, some of the thoughts are really fucked up.
Yeah, some of this shit is
Some of the
still
shit is
bad.
really fucked up.
But that's kind of the point of this, is that people are a complicated amalgamation of things. So like it's not just good, it's not just bad. And the kind of complicated bit of getting that, maybe for me the most beautiful moment of this is where people breathe in with the expansion of his Martian vision, which is just how they explain his kind of powers.
Oh, when he forces the city to get high on each other?
Yeah, they breathe in each other's emotions and thoughts and get high as balls, and it beats the white Martian.
Yeah.
And I read ahead on Wikipedia, and like, that's a great thing, and it saves the world, but it then leaves a bunch of trauma and embarrassment that people, you know, for the same reason I'm not talking about my personal shit on the podcast, they had to
Shane's a real
fucking experience
motherfucker.
it through.
But like, oh, the fucking bit about like during the heat wave with the people like turning on each other and the strip of lawn between the two families that have like known each other for like years, and then
Babysit each other's kids and shit.
and then just like fucking the Martian having to like remind him of like, yo, they took care of you during this hard time, and like, and reminding them of like, oh, the time they saved your fucking kid's life. Maybe don't be dicks to each other.
The illustration of that is weirdly funny too, because it's
Right.
like these two people have a fucking border of property dispute where they're fighting over fucking 4 feet of property, which is exactly the kind of fight you have in this sort of
Yeah, it's a
like
suburb fight.
suburban
Right.
fights. And it's the kind of shit that does kind of matter sometimes, depending on what you need to do with like your property.
That can also get escalated way too big for
So-
what it really is.
But having like 2 fences up in between, like, and then like a demilitarized zone of the 4 feet, and these people with like fucking guns and World War II helmets, like
and the
getting ready to go
children
to
even
war.
fucking patrolling.
Oh my god! And it's like really funny, but also like, oh, this is bad.
This is really bad.
That kid could die so easily with
Because a lot of fucked up shit has already happened by this point.
Suicide Bomber. They have in the beginning of issue, what is it, 2? That they have a fucking 24 homeless people are just set on fire.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a fucking major shooting scene that you see from beginning to end. It doesn't hide anything. I mean, it doesn't like go
that
into
one has-
gratuitous violence, but like,
That one has one of the lowest body counts of anything we see.
yeah. But it's
Yeah.
still like one of the, I mean, we live in America. Like, I've never been through a school shooting. I know multiple people who have. Let's let that one sit in. Not just one person, like 3. But having that bit of like the different people thinking the different, like he's hearing the different thoughts of stuff, and some of them are really brave and some of them are cowardly, but all of them you're like, yeah, fair. Like, and talking to the guy, and like it turns out, you know, because this is a science fiction, something is manipulating the brain. The white Martian is manipulating the brain of this man to like lead us to the situation. But still, the point where he's trying to talk him down and the other police just shoot him in the head, and then he gets in trouble for like not taking
The shot.
The
that
shot?
He was wasting time talking to him.
Like, they said you were just talking. Like, yeah, man, but you know what he wasn't doing while I was talking? Shooting people.
Yeah, this book is fucking intense. It's heavy.
That issue has some of the craziest, greatest art in it,
It
too.
really does.
Fucking, they were like, okay, this is a weird book from a fucking niche character. We need to sell this immediately from page 1. And they just did.
Question, because I'm unfamiliar with the character, but like the wife and son.
Nope.
Okay.
Martian Manhunter does not have a human family. There have been several times, more often than not, he doesn't even really have a regular human life. He just is the Martian Manhunter, but he has the identity of John Jones
Whenever he needs to
when he
use
needs it. And it's kind of implied that he spent, because in several versions, he spent like a century on Earth before, or the better part of like
A while.
decades. Yeah. Of on Earth. Side note, John Ostrander's Martian Manhunter series from the 90s is incredible.
Okay.
Created the Suicide Squad, wrote a Spectre series that was fucking wild. Grimjack.
Grimjack.
I knew I had one that I was like, that's the... But it's kind of implied that he's been around for decades, sometimes had a previous superhero stuff, often implied that he actually was John Jones for years and then just retired from the force when he's like, gonna be a superhero now, but he can just be like, yeah, dude, I'm a private investigator now. What's up the skinny on whatever thing he's fucking working on when he's... So they kind of went with that, but actually John Jones is a person now.
Interesting. So that's the thing, is that like he's not an alien. He's just possessed by one.
I guess. I mean, they could still fucking swerve us, but that would be a big swerve for a show or a book that does big swerves.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the alien bit's real.
That he's not just an alien himself.
I am also slightly sure that I think Green might have engineered the suicide bomber so that he could hide in a body.
I could see that. I don't know. I'd have to...
I think it might be something adjacent to that, of like he had already found this orchestration. He may have gotten a body that would have been suitable to that bomb.
Because he does spend a lot of time trying to stop harm to, like, people. But it might have just been like, well, that dude's going to die and I need a body, so... Okay.
I guess it's just one of the other things. So...
No, go ahead. Hit us.
No, I'm trying to think how to word it. Part of the genius of the art is how often aspects of Green are hidden in the background.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the time it's implied that that is because Green is kind of always there with him. And so it is hard to tell what the intent it was when John went back to the coffee shop and was investigating the crime scene, that there was a very blatant representation of Green in the wreckage.
That could also just be because that's the moment that they merged, though. But, like, 100%, I could see that.
That's interesting.
And they might not ever bring that up. They might bring it up later because this book is ending with issue 12, but they were open of these two decided to end the book there. Partly because DC offered them a different project that they were like, yes, I'm still low-key convinced it's Doom Patrol.
I hope so.
By the time this comes out, they'll probably have announced it. They haven't yet.
I hope
but
so.
we know there's a Doom Patrol book coming out, and holy shit, let these two do it.
Oh, that'd be so fucking cool.
But they've been very clear of like, you guys ever want to do Absolute Martian Manhunter again? As long as we're doing the Absolute books, you got it. This is a complete shift in conversation. Do we know what Tyler has? What's going on with Tyler? Like before he gets, spoiler alert, possessed by the White Martian?
I don't know if they ever specifically say. He's mostly nonverbal is all I've gathered.
Nonverbal. He's going to some kind of speech therapist. So he has some level of communication. I got the sense of highly autistic, but I don't actually.
But it's not clear.
I just didn't know for sure if they had said anywhere.
Yeah, they didn't say specifically, and they haven't said in the few issues I read further.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious because it's interesting to see that.
Now that you mentioned before that most of the time when we see like anti-life equation stuff, it's like fucking zombies.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of still have that. The people that have been killed that are kept alive by White that end up having the white glowy heads.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
If White's the anti-life equation.
No, it still very much fits. Yeah.
That's still the zombies.
Oh, it's going to be so fucking rough because...
Fuck, that's cool.
And
which
like,
also, like, it's cool because that is also kind of like a general symbol for White.
Mm-hmm.
And so I loved when they had, like, the stick figure White take his head off and that became
That was such a cool effect.
That was such a fucking Mr. Nobody moment for me.
Yeah, that's a very Mr. Nobody.
And then
From
the general
Control.
lighting effect after that, throughout that, was just so beautiful.
That actually was probably my favorite artistic run was during the heat wave scene. And we see John like stopping people from going insane. And it's always green in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Like trying to get the sun the fuck out of there. Like, it's interesting how we have just shifted. Because in the book, they only ever refer to him as the Martian. We just call him Green. Like, and that's shifted over the course of talking
White
about
calls
this.
him Green.
Oh, does he? Okay. It's as good a name as anything. Like,
When White possesses the girl in the burning hotel.
oh my God.
Oh, God.
Nothing good happens in this book.
The only good thing is that he got that guy to quit.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true. Because
that's actually a really good thing.
if he doesn't quit, he's going to end up murdering his wife after a mental breakdown or something
in
like
6
that.
years.
And his son is going to see that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Nothing really. God damn it. So much really fucked up shit happens in this.
It's kind of like Criminal Minds.
Well,
Like,
because he also fucking Kingsman's the entire gang that comes into his home at the end. And like the FBI references that. They're like, but sir, there was a pile of bodies at his house.
Yeah.
some shit went down. The night that never ends. I'm curious because, like, when I read the Wikipedia article, because I was just refreshing myself, they made it sound like it seemed like the night went longer because of his Martian vision fucking up his sense of time. But I kind of liked the idea of like that happened for everybody.
I like the idea that it was like a single night that it just like really took fucking forever.
Yeah, like
the
white
minutes
fucking-
stopped accumulating into hours.
yeah. All right. Also, I just love that we're like, aha, we've stopped the sun, and I was like, yeah, and then fucking one panel later, no,
That was
like,
I fucked up.
oh no, that was
the wrong
worse.
thing.
That was everything's bad now.
That has some of my favorite little like art moments when they're doing the looting, and there's the one guy who's like, I think they're carrying like a lamp or something, and the shadow's carrying the back end.
Oh, so beautiful.
because the shadows are like coming to
shadows have come
life,
alive.
and oh my god, the whole I don't even know how to explain that part. It's just
Which-
like
It's a mannequin. There we go. I saved it.
yeah. I really
people's
fucking love
shadows
the
are
art on
becoming
that.
alive and becoming part of it, and people are kind of fighting their shadows, or it's like
But
the
you
work-
can sort of read into a lot of what's going on because it's mentioned that like little kids are just playing with their shadows, and that might be just a more integrated part of them that they haven't come to resent yet. But then you also like when he goes into the woods, it's implied that like the one guy is kissing his shadow, but it's like the cruising park in Dresden.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This guy is actually his shadow. His shame is that he's
Gay.
closeted gay.
So yeah, it's really kind of the parts of yourself that
Oh,
you
shit.
hate
Wow, I
the
didn't-
most,
I didn't
or the worst
register
part.
that.
Not the worst parts of yourself, but like the parts that you're least comfortable with, for lack of a better.
The parts you keep the darkest.
Yeah.
And like with like the teenagers, their shadows are bad influences on them.
Fuck, this book rules.
Yeah.
We've said that a lot throughout this episode.
We've talked about it. The fucking hardest things to talk about on podcasting
Super artsy fartsy things
are either super artsy fartsy things or just things that are standard good.
This is both.
No, this is not just standard good. This is like, when I say standard good, I mean like B. This is like A plus. Like,
but it's super artsy fartsy.
yes, but also artsy fartsy. But like,
I will say it was an incredibly easy read for me. With that said,
I read it in under an hour.
I sat
6
down.
issues.
I don't know if it was under an hour for me, but it was pretty close to that. Actually, no. Given that I did 9 issues, mine was probably close to an hour and a half, hour 45. If you take off those last 3 issues that I didn't need to read, the first volume probably close to an hour. It was a real easy, real quick read for me. I loved this book.
No, another thing that I saved a couple of my favorite little art things, even though like
Audio medium.
But mostly as just reminders of like things that I loved in this. I didn't pay as much attention to it the first time through. On reread, it stood out to me more. I'm still trying to decipher whether it means anything or if it's just supposed to elicit thought. But the suicide bombers that orchestrate the night when they take out all the power stations and stuff are all color coded according to the printing colors.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
The cyan, magenta, and I don't remember what they call the third one. Is it just yellow?
I think it's just yellow.
CMY.
No, yeah, thank you.
And
CNY
and
has always pissed me off as someone who learned the I-10 color wheel at an early age, so I'd shut up.
But every time they reappear, they're always color coded that same way, and that's what leads to everything.
Well, and that's what the color coding of all the emotions are, too. Yeah.
Huh.
I did not put together.
I think not all of the. So the emotions also include a little bit more primaries.
Okay.
For sure.
And now I'm just thinking about it from like the color theory standpoints of like color mixing.
Well, I mean, with the color mixing, one of the first things we see Green do when they're investigating the white sun is first he holds up a blue lens and then he follows that up with a yellow lens.
Well, and white is the absence of color. Like,
it's
so
CMY and black in printing. You have to add the black.
Oh, you have to add the black.
Interesting. I really want to reread this book and think about some stuff more on it. It's got a lot to say.
I would like to sit and think more artsy fartsy color stuff because, like, white is the absence of color. White is the anti-life equation. Like, white is the absence of life. I feel so dumb saying that, but it's so smart when I read it.
But also, white is the presence of every color if you're talking about visible light spectrum. Yeah, this is some shit that like I might be a little too big to talk about.
I might not be smart enough to understand.
I'm either
this.
not high enough or too high.
I mean, I kind of mentioned it earlier, but one of the things to pay attention to when you reread it is just how often they integrate the design of Green almost as a general template for the way everything is sort of set up. Almost any time there's like an angle in the background, it's that same one that's on his face.
Interesting.
There's so many just like random circles like hanging out in the sky in different places or just like in the middle of a scene to just like indicate like his big red eye.
I think I was clocking this as I was reading it, but I wasn't putting it together as much as I should have.
I am so curious what Absolute is going to look like in other books. Like you were saying that the idea is like on some level it'll be continued through Batman and Wonder Woman and stuff. And like we've seen the Batman and Wonder Woman crossover, but are they just going to see John? Are they going to...
Yeah. And they're going to have to
just deal with John.
Wonder Woman is going to believe him. And Batman will not.
Oh, God. You know what?
Superman will be like, yeah, I hear voices in my head. It's cool. But yeah, sure. You got like an AI or something.
You've got soul, or I've got soul. You've had soul. You've got
the mind fucker.
And soul will straight up just be like, oh yeah, you're mind fucker. Got it. I know what this is.
Understand now.
Soul will maybe have an idea of what it is and freak the fuck out.
Soul is dead. But
okay, yeah, but
could come back. It's comic books.
Yeah, name isn't Uncle Ben.
Who came back twice? He just doesn't stay back.
So he could come back.
What was you know what Martian makes me think of? I've told you guys about the green turtle.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how he's got the fucking, which I watched a video that talked about, if you've not listened to it, we did a Word Balloons where I talk about the green turtle. It's in our Golden Age character. He was a comic book character that came out in the Golden Age of comics. So in the 40s, it came out during World War II, where the creator was a Chinese American who wanted to make a Chinese character, but was clashing with the editors. And the way I originally heard it is his revenge for they wouldn't let him make the character Chinese was to never show the character's face and always show it from behind. And the video I said that was like an agreement they made between them. I don't think that's true. But the theory put forward, because the green turtle has this fucking like turtle shadow following behind that's never really explained until you get to like a modern recreation by Jean Lin Yang, which is another one we should do an episode on. But that's a fucking deep cut comic book for us to read. But they were saying that was a way of showing the expressions of the green turtle without ever actually showing his face.
So the green turtle's expression was
the turtle shadow
reflection
demon
of it,
thing.
yeah.
And I have no idea if that's true, but it made me think of it. And like, that's not quite true with green either, but it is sort of like, here's this spirit thing that's kind of conveying whatever he needs to convey.
But there's also times where he's just like curious and checking out things in the background.
He's like, what's up? What's this?
Like, I love the panel where he's just like, has like a butterfly on his finger and he's just like...
I think my favorite is where he's driving and the Martian is kind of being the like rogue sidekick and like feet up on the dash of his car. Just like living out like badass cop sidekick life. Like he's just fitting kind of whatever emotions ranging from like curiosity about the world to like, oh, this is what cop sidekicks do.
I did save one other page. Which, once again, audio medium, I know. But to show you guys to be able to explain.
We will explain the page.
It was just one of the examples of one of the things that stood out to me in the way that they hide the features of green throughout the art in the book. And it's the scene... He has the flashback to where he was sort of peeping in on the neighbor's wife.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Looking through the... So... In the couple panels up above the bottom right panel, you see multiple iterations of Green's face. Take a look at those features and compare it to what he's seeing through the hole.
Very interesting.
Okay.
The leg angle combined with the fact that the blanket she's laying at, the left side is at a different angle than the one lying down the middle. You can use that to create the way the shadow always has that angle to it. If you follow those lines in an arc around, because the thing is being seen through a circle, it creates the rest of the shadow. Like the legs coming down do the same sort of pyramid coming down. Or the leg with the blanket. Like,
it's really fucking cool.
God, this fucking book. Do we have...
and there's a big red circle and the fucking cigarettes lying next to her.
Fair. I just thought that the peeping on the neighbor, which she's like sunbathing in the backyard. We should make that clear. Shape kind of could be shaped to look like a vagina.
I also thought that at first too.
Fuck, what I'd hate that I'm going to end that on that note. Do we have anything else to talk about on the, like... This is one of those ones we could go for another 2 hours finding weird little shit to talk about.
I mean, yeah, but we would have to probably just start reading shit out of the book at this point.
Page 1, panel 1. Boom.
Yeah. No, it's all just... So all the rest of the Absolutes so far, I really, really fucking dig. Like I said, Absolute Wonder Woman is my Wonder Woman at this point. And they get a little bit better upon reread. Especially Wonder Woman, because there is like some deep emotional stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
The Batman is mostly just fucking balls out fun.
Yes.
Yeah, that one is the most balls out fun, I will say.
This is the one I've gained the most upon rereading. Every time I've reread it, because I think I'm up to time 4 for these first 6 issues.
It's a much more cerebral book, so it makes sense. Mm-hmm. Side note, and I'm not trying to be mean on Scott Snyder, but my buddy who likes Scott Snyder, but is like, this man is kind of a hack, is like, Absolute Batman is Scott Snyder thinking he's being deep. And I'm like, oh no,
you're not
kind
wrong.
of agree with you.
But yeah, this is the one where like I definitely loved it my first time through. It's easily the best. Just
It's not
in the
the
terms
most.
of art.
It's not the most fun. It is not a book that I would hand to someone to be like, I want you to read the Absolute Universe. Start here. That one's still probably Absolute Batman.
I mean,
for me.
it depending on the person, I might be able to sell them on the rest of the Absolute Universe of like, okay, if you can handle this, you'll love the rest of it.
But like for the most part, if I want to be like, okay, I need you to understand the basics, I think I would either start them with Absolute Wonder Woman or Absolute Batman. Probably Batman, to be like, you liked this, now read this. But like,
Depends. Are they a man or a woman? Because I will generally recommend, and I don't mean to be sexist here, but I've definitely recommended Wonder Woman to a lot more people than I have Batman. But generally, most of them have been women.
fair. Here's my reasoning. Absolute Batman's amazing. Absolute Wonder Woman's slightly better. So if they like Absolute Batman, we can be like, now you can step up. I don't want them to step down. Still fucking love Absolute Batman.
Good choice.
No,
I
it's just
will
more
say there
fun.
also, I will say in the context of like, I think you may enjoy just this
Yes,
book
100%.
for Wonder
And
Woman versus like, some people are like, you will fucking love the Absolute Universe. Wonder Woman rules. Batman rules. Fucking everything's awesome.
No,
Everything's
this
also
is-
kind of awful, but
This is me trying to get people into like the line or superhero stuff. If it's someone who doesn't like superheroes and want them to read one of the books, it's this or Wonder Woman, depending on how heady and deep they feel like pretending they are that week.
Agreed.
This does break my kind of theory of like, oh, all of this is one thing changed, but it does continue my other theory of the core line of
What if
the
Martian
Absolute
Manhunter
Universe.
wasn't Martian?
That's a fucking big step to take to try to make that one. But it kind of works.
he's
but
not
like,
Martian.
that's so many things. Okay,
And he's not Martian.
you get what I'm saying, though. One small fundamental difference as opposed to what if we made a different goddamn character?
But he's still kind of Martian Manhunter.
not really.
oh, we didn't mention that he can teleport. That's kind of dope.
Oh, that was pretty sick. That non-Euclidean, just like, oh, space is
So
mostly
good.
hollow.
The point that I was trying to make, though, was like, even if I don't think it works on that, it does fit with, I talked about it on the Absolute Wonder Woman episode. As far as I'm concerned, the one line that defines the entirety of the Absolute Universe is we are all radicalized by injustice. That one does remain true through this book, that as he's seeing the injustice more around him and as he's understanding the injustice more around him on a personal level, not just like, why do people commit crime? I'm a cop that does that. Don't know why I'm doing this stupid voice for that. That's a really fucking terrible, heavy job to have.
Especially with the shit he ends up dealing with in this book.
But as it's getting more personal for him, he's getting like more involved and kind of more radicalized by the injustice around him. Also, I know Despero's going to show up, and I'm fucking fascinated what that's going to be. Because it can't just be a giant purple finned guy that likes to wear flags as a cape.
But I'm not opposed.
With psychic powers.
It's pretty weird. I've seen him. He's pretty weird.
Just the fact that Absolute Despero exists. Oh my god.
I will say that it took me, like, I read the name Despero and I breezed right past that. And I was like, I wonder who this guy is. And then later, Despero.
Yeah.
There was a Madame Xanadu's.
Oh, fuck yes.
When he was like walking down the street, she had like a little shop in that town.
That's so good. I remember seeing that now that you mentioned it, and I was like, oh, cool, and then moved past. This is a little... I'm trying to think about... I remember when the original Ultimate line, Marvel's Ultimate line, was so big, and DC's like, we're going to do our own Ultimate line, but it won't be quite the same. It'll just be big-name creators doing stories outside of the continuity. We're going to do the All-Star line. And All-Star Batman and Robin is one of the most infamously bad comic books of the 21st century. All-Star Superman is the definitive Superman story, even though I don't always think it should be, but then I reread it, and I'm like, okay. I don't know if it should be the definitive, but it...
Hard to not call it that after reading it, but
and
like,
then Absolute Wonder Woman not Absolute, All-Star Wonder Woman just simply never fucking happened. It never came out. They kept hiring J.G. Jones to do other covers, and eventually like, fuck it, we don't care.
And who are we kidding anymore? Look, it's not going to happen.
It was a fucking collapse of an attempt at a line. And this time, the new Ultimate Universe, which, as far as I can tell, is better than the old one, ends on a high note. And I'm so torn because the Absolute Universe, I kind of want them to do the same thing, but I also really don't want them to do...
Don't want them to end.
That? Yeah.
I want them to kill God.
Yes. I still think that, like, as it continues, the different writing teams just need to switch books.
Yeah, just play musical chairs.
I'm in for that. Yes, please.
I don't know if Jason Aaron could stick the landing on some of these.
I know Scott Snyder couldn't stick the landing on some of these.
Oh,
Scott Snyder writes Absolute Wonder Woman is going to go fucking off a cliff.
Scott
so
Snyder writing
hard.
Absolute Martian Manhunter.
Yeah. And Jason Aaron writing Absolute Wonder Woman would go off a cliff. And again, I like Jason Aaron. He's a good writer.
I like Scott Snyder. I think he
He's
does
so
interesting
fun.
stuff and fun stuff, but like I don't know if he could do some of these other books.
Suddenly fucking Martian Manhunter would be like going through a wrestling ring for some reason.
But I would give...
Greg Capullo's on art now.
I would flip a coin to see which nut that I gave to see Deniz Camp on Absolute Batman.
Oh my God. Kelly Thompson could handle any one of these books without fucking trying.
Easily.
She's so good. We are going to do Absolute Flash and Absolute Green Lantern. I don't know if we're obviously not jumping to it immediately. I don't know if we're going to do that or if we're going to jump into some Ultimate books, because we said we wanted to do some of those as well. Obviously,
We're going to have to talk about this because it would also be neat to get to like Creature Commandos.
Oh, yeah, no, we are going to continue. I mean, when we get back to comics, because we have the next
We're going to cover more comics later.
Yeah.
But I just keep
We're
thinking
going to come back
about
to
this.
Absolute. We're going to cover some other comics. We're going to get into it. But
Originally,
I don't know
this
what
was
we're doing
supposed
next.
to be 2 episodes. The first episode was going to be the entire fucking Absolute Trinity, and the second episode was going to be the first volume of like 4 of the Ultimate books. And we quickly went, that sounds like it fucking sucks. Next time, we promise you it'll be a much more straightforward, less cerebral story, because we're doing fucking Shoresy Season 5. We're going up north, boys. And if it somehow is anything like Absolute Martian Manhunter, I'm kind of interested to see how that could happen. But what the fuck?
Guys, the concept of Laura Moore is wild.
I'm so excited.
I am too. I'm really looking. I've put off watching it for this.
Goody is just a giant chicken in the sky.
It's unbelievable.
God, I want to stick.
Oh, don't worry. 2 weeks from now.
And just guess about Ted Hitchcock.
Been called worse, boys. And it's just, oh God. It doesn't look like it, just his shape. It is. In the meantime, we're your generals of nerdery. I'm Zach.
I'm Tyler.
Dismissed.
This has been a General Nerdery Presents production. If you enjoyed it, please go hit like and subscribe wherever you're listening to it right now. Also, we'd greatly appreciate it if you checked out our other shows over at gnpresents.com. Thank you.